Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Freakeasy Gaming and welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you could tell by the title, we are doing Week 9 NFL predictions. Now, if you have not seen one of my NFL prediction videos in the past, or you're unfamiliar with my NFL prediction videos, basically in my NFL prediction videos, I predict what teams are going to win each and every single scheduled game in the NFL for that week. Now guys, keep in mind when I do make these prediction videos and I am choosing a winning team of the two teams going up against each other, I take into consideration both teams' stats, odds, and statistics. And when I declare a winner, it's usually the team with better stats, odds, and statistics. Now guys, some of these stats include but are not limited to offense, defense, differential, passing yards, passing yards allowed, rushing yards allowed, and turnover differential, along with whether and where the game's being played, along with a few other stats. So guys, keep in mind when I do make these predictions, I am choosing the team which has better stats, odds, and statistics. I am not just saying some random stuff or choosing a team at random. Now guys, this video is gonna go up a little late. In fact, it'll already be an hour into the Tampa Bay Atlanta Falcons game when this video goes up. This video was supposed to originally go up yesterday, but due to some technical errors and due to the new content changes on the channel, I wasn't able to upload this video yesterday, so I have to upload this video today. Now guys, here is the NFL schedule for week 9. I'll give you guys a few seconds to look at that. It starts off with Thursday's game, which is today, between the Falcons and the Buccaneers, and week 9 ends on Monday, November 7th, with the Buffalo Bills and Seattle Seahawks game. Now guys, unlike our regular week, the NFL week begins on Thursday and ends on Monday, and it does not begin on Monday and end on Sunday like our regular weeks. So guys, starting off with the first game prediction, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now guys, in this situation, I do like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, I think the Atlanta Falcons are the better team in this situation. I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to beat Tampa Bay, but only by one touchdown or so, and I think it's going to be a very good game. Now guys, moving on to the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Kansas City Chiefs game. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to absolutely crush the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Kansas City Chiefs in this situation are the far better team with the better stats and odds. So guys, for this game, I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win. Now guys, before I go any further into the video, I would like to add in that when I say a certain team is not going to win, I am not saying that that team is bad. I'm just saying that the odds, stats, and statistics are in favor of the other team. So I am not bashing on any team, so I do apologize if anybody takes offense when I say a certain team is going to lose. Certain weeks my favorite team loses, but I just don't want to offend anybody by saying their favorite team is going to lose. So don't take it personally or anything like that if I say your favorite team's not going to win that week. Now guys, moving into it, the Detroit Lions game versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now guys, the Minnesota Vikings were doing really well up until the last 2 weeks. They were beat by the Philadelphia Eagles. I thought it was just a slip because the Eagles were a good team, and then they got beat by the Chicago Bears. Now, I don't know how they got beat by the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears were a really low team compared to them, so I think Minnesota might start slipping from here on out. But I do think Minnesota is going to win the game if it goes well for them, if they don't make mistakes. But if Minnesota makes mistakes, I think Detroit is going to win. But if you ask me what team I think is going to win, just right off the bat, based on statistics, odds, and stats, the Minnesota Vikings are favored to win this game. Now guys, moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers Baltimore Ravens game. This is going to be a good game too. I think it's going to be a very close game. However, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to wind up taking it. So between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens, I think the Baltimore Ravens are the team that's going to come out on top. Now, guys, moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles and New York Giants game. I think it's going to be a very good game. However, I think the New York Giants are going to wind up winning this game. They're the better team in this situation, so I'm going to have to give this win to the New York Giants. Now, guys, the New York Jet versus Miami Dolphins game. I think this game is going to be very good. Both teams are about equal. Not equal. Miami's a little better. So I think if it comes down to it between the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins, I think the Miami Dolphins are going to win this game. Now, guys, moving on to the Dallas Cowboys game versus the Cleveland Browns. We all know the Cleveland Browns are not doing well right now. They're 0-7, I believe, possibly 0-8. I'm not sure. I forgot which one it was. I'm pretty sure it's 0-7. But the Cleveland Browns aren't doing great right now. They're literally one of the worst teams in the NFL at the moment. However, I do think it possibly could be an underdog story in the making where Cleveland Brown has a big comeback and they win the Super Bowl. However, I think that's unlikely. It's nice to dream, but in this situation, Dallas Cowboys versus the Cleveland Browns, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win by a long shot. Now, guys, moving on to the Carolina Panthers versus Los Angeles Rams game. I do like the Carolina Panthers. They were one of my favorite teams for a while. However, this year they're not doing too great. Neither are the Rams. But in this situation, the LA Rams have the better odds, stats, and statistics. So I think the LA Rams are going to wind up winning this game. Now, guys, moving on to the New Orleans Saints game versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't like the San Francisco 49ers. I like the Saints much more. However, I think the 49ers are going to be able to beat the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints have done really well, but they haven't done as well as they have done in past seasons. So I think that San Francisco 49ers are going to be able to beat the New Orleans Saints this week. Now, guys, moving on to the Tennessee Titans game versus the San Diego Chargers game. I do like San Diego Chargers because I am from California. However, I do really like the Tennessee Titans. They are one of my favorite team. In this situation, the odds and stats are a little bit against them. They are set to lose by 2 points according to multiple websites. However, in this situation, I think San Diego is going to win. However, I do think Tennessee Titans have a chance at winning it. I think it's going to be a very close game, but at the end, I think San Diego is going to wind up taking it by a field goal. Now, guys, moving on to the Indianapolis Colts versus Green Bay game. Green Bay Packers are one of my favorite teams, and this is the first time in a few weeks that one of my teams has been favored to win heavily. I believe that the Green Bay Packers are going to beat the Indianapolis Colts by a bunch of points. I think they're going to probably have about a 20-point lead over the Colts this game. So, guys, I think the Green Bay Packers are going to win this game with the Indianapolis Colts. Now, guys, moving on to possibly what I think is going to be the best game in a very long time. Denver Broncos versus the Oakland Raiders. These teams are doing extremely well right now. The Oakland Raiders are doing a lot better than they've done in a very long time. They barely won last week, but that was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a very good team. However, this week versus Denver, I think it's going to be an extremely close game. I don't want to call this game. I don't want to declare a winner because both teams are so similar in stats and odds right now. It's really hard to predict what team's going to come out on top, but I think I'm going to have to give this one to the Oakland Raiders. Now, guys, moving on to the Buffalo Bills versus Seattle Seahawks game. The Buffalo Bills, not the greatest team. The Seattle Seahawks, not the greatest team. However, I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to be able to beat the Buffalo Bills very easily at this game. So if I have to select a winner of Monday's game between the Buffalo Bills and the Seattle Seahawks, it's going to be the Seattle Seahawks. Anyways, guys, those were my NFL predictions for week 9. Now, guys, nothing I said is set in stone. Just because I predict one team to win doesn't mean they're 100% going to win. Any sport is a very crazy game. There's thousands of variables and thousands of mistakes that one team can make that can make another team win. So, guys, nothing I say is 100%. These are just predictions on who I think is going to win if everything goes well for those teams. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. Anyways, guys, love each and every single one of you. Hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.